All right, and we're live. Well, we're recording. We're not live. So I usually say, "Hey, what's up, YouTube?" It's Melanie from Melanie Loves Death Metal, which is kind of a redundant because everybody knows I'm Melanie and Melanie Loves Death Metal. But
Yeah.
I am finally here with Justin. So sup, devils.
Sup Devils? You
uh,
know what's funny about that is the whole Sup Devils is I've yet to have one person catch on to where I even got that from. Because most of my stuff that I say, and I've said this, is a lot of things, a lot of slogans or things that I say or I bring words up. It's either something from a band I'm a fan of, music I'm a fan of, a bodybuilder is a fan of, something I always put like little. It's kind of like in homage, paying homage, and nobody knows what the Devils came from, and so maybe they just thought it was just overlooked it. Glossy Granite is by a very underground act, but it's kind of very affiliated with Hell's Headbangers. So I'll just put that out there. So if anybody sees this now, if they can figure it out, why did I start calling and say, hey, what's up, guys? Why did I start calling them devils? Try to figure that out.
That's pretty cool. That's funny that you say that because my intro kind of is the same thing, except for it has nothing to do with metal music. It's just from a YouTuber that I used to watch a long time ago, back when, like, in the heyday of Call of Duty, when Call of Duty was out and like really popular, like some of the earlier games. I used to watch gameplay on YouTube because I just was terrible at the game. And I'm such
Mm-hmm.
a nerd like that. So he would start his YouTube channel like, "Hey, what's up, YouTube?" It's whatever his name was at the time. And I
Yeah.
kind of just stole that, like, not on purpose. It just came out one day on one of my videos, and I was like, "Oh, I'll keep doing it now." But
You
I've
find
been
yourself,
trying to.
yeah, I do the same. I remember like there was people even criticizing like just me talking in person or my brothers or anything like yeah, you talk like you say something Jim said or fuck. I remember Jim would bitch like if he said something that Don would say, and it wasn't because I was trying to imitate them. It's just when you're around them and you're hearing
Mhm.
the lingo so much, it just rubs off on you. You just start using it,
Yeah,
and it
no,
wasn't
for
even
sure.
intentional.
Yeah, I mean, I did a Q&A last week, and I started one of my videos using your intro, and
Oh,
I did
okay,
it, and it was like, I was like, "This is just a joke, guys. Like, I'm not shitting on him or anything like that." Of course, there were several people in the comments that were like, "Oh, what the hell? Like, Justin's awesome." And I'm like, "It was a joke. Calm down."
oh,
But
that's
no,
nothing compared. That's nothing compared to the shit I get. People take tons of crap completely out of context.
yeah. Well, it's funny because I do know, like, I'll scour your comments from time to time, and some of the stuff, like most of the stuff, is just pretty much in line with what your video was. But there's
Mhm.
always like the few people that come in there and they just like write paragraphs. And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
nobody's gonna read this.
I do
But
if it's funny. I'll read off on camera if it's something I could do a rant on because that's what. And
yeah,
the reason why I do a lot of the rants and bashings is because that's everybody's favorite videos. Like it wasn't
yep.
even my intention to do that. It's just it came off, and I've always been kind of a ball buster. Literally, like the guys I get along with best always since I was a kid, aka Jim Kanye sadist, who's now he's dead. He died a few years ago. He was a big time he would bust my balls like no tomorrow, and I would too to him, and that's why him and I got along very very well. So it was in my personality. Like I never got along too well with people that were too serious and too uptight. Like I always felt like you could take a joke, you know what I mean? Like you can
Hmm.
make fun of shit I can make fun of shit you like, and it was all in good fun because I'm a person that likes to laugh and have fun. You know what I mean? I don't want this boring stick up their ass fucking person. So I just played that card because people seemed I did it accidentally once or two times, and I'm like, oh, like this is the shit that everybody's laughing and they're watching the most. And the videos get shared and people make memes. So as opposed to me just sitting there talking about whatever fucking Deicide album or something, those get the least amount of views. Like people, I was like, just
Yeah.
people just don't seem to care. So I squeeze it in there because I try to make it. Now my point is, I try to make it as I'm learning this shit as I go along. I make it try to be somewhat educational but entertaining at the same time.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that people really need to understand, because a lot of people have come to me and been like, "Oh, like, what's your view on this? Like, Justin said this on their video. Like, what's your view on this?" And I'm like, "You guys have to understand something. Like, just because one, I'm a woman, and two, I'm in death metal, like, I'm not easily offended at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
clearly, I'm not easily offended if I'm
yeah.
doing, like, if my whole entire video is around black metal and death metal, and I go, and most of my friends are guys who are within our age range, and like we have group chats and we're super inappropriate in it, and like we would never let it see the light of day, let's just say that. And so, and I'm like, you guys understand, like he has said several times on his channel, like he knows what's getting the views and he knows what people want to watch, and like that is the lane that he has taken with his YouTube. But you also do these interviews that are probably some of my favorite things. Like I literally just watched the Dawn of the Dead and Folly one today that you
Okay.
did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And because King Folly's a character, like he just
Yeah,
goes and he
correct.
talks.
He's another person
um,
I've known King for over 20 years, and that's why I get along with him. Him and I, that's funny when people think like you need to like the same bands, just like that. 90% of the shit I like, he don't, and vice versa. He
yeah,
likes
I
a
mean, you
ton of
got
this, like,
that from the video too. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And I was like, I don't,
And
it's not, I was like,
so,
that's not what matters. I was just, I mean, it's just not.
yeah,
It's the mentality that matters. The funny part is if you're in metal, and whether it's black metal, death metal, thrash metal, and you don't like the same bands at all, you like maybe two bands of the same person, is that they have the same mentality.
yeah. And the thing is, he even said on there, because I think he gave shit to a kid that was like wearing a Metallica shirt he was talking about, and how
Yeah,
he
yeah,
said he
yeah, yeah.
probably went up to him after and was like, listen to what you want to listen to. Like, don't, and if anything, it'll bring up more passion into you to defend what you want to like. I was like, that is perfect. That needs to be a motto across everything, because even though like I get a lot of hate on my YouTube channel, and I filter it out because I don't want it to be the central focus of my channel.
Mhm.
A lot of people leave shitty comments on my channel, especially when it's a band that they absolutely despise, and they get personal sometimes, and they'll make
Yeah,
call outs about the way I look or stuff like that. But the thing is, it's like I just don't care. Like, I'll listen to what I want to listen to, and I
yeah,
don't care
sure.
if people don't like what I want to listen to, like, because I get it. Like, everybody hears things differently, and people get so offended when you're saying things about these bands, and I'm like, holy shit, he's not literally telling you to not listen to this. He's just saying what he doesn't like, and he's
Yeah,
going with it and expanding off of it because he knows it's going to get people riled up.
sure.
So, and then I'm like, why are you still watching his videos? I don't understand.
I don't know. Yeah, that's especially if they're legitimately wound up, which some of them, some might question if they are, and then some you can kind of tell in the comments they're legitimately
Yeah.
offended. I'm like, yeah, why do you? And again, because the way they comment, I was like, you didn't just watch this one video, because the way they're talking and things they're saying, I was
Yeah.
like, you watched multiple. So
Yeah.
I don't, it
For
doesn't make
sure.
sense to me.
Yeah. So I get it. I think in regards to like the controversial topics and stuff, I've thought about bringing up some things because like I listen to things that people question like the sketchiness of it, and they try to pin it back on me, and they've done that several times on my channel. I know that they've done that with House Headbangers a lot, especially since you guys are destroying Werewolf and stuff like that. So like, and that actually is one of the things that people have given me a hard time about. But the other thing is like I just like I think people have this misconception that there's something going on between you and I because I made that parody video about Black Dahlia murder, which
Mhm.
was definitely just a joke. And I think the people that know that, and like there's people that have been like, oh my God, like I love Justin, but this was hilarious. And that's great. But there's never been any of that. Like I've subbed to you, I think a little over a year ago. I think the first video I ever watched that you released was probably showing off your hemorrhage collection, which is
Okay.
probably why it
Yeah.
came up in my YouTube, is because that's the type of YouTube videos that I subscribe to, are collection
Sure.
videos and
Sure.
who's and so and then and like ever since then I probably watch like 3 or 4 videos a week that you post, because you post every day, and that's
Yeah. Yeah.
that's dedication. And I think like the one time I commented in your video was a couple of weeks ago where I said Mariah Carey was fine as hell, and people were like, holy cow, like Melanie is commenting on this, like I can't believe you watch his channel. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like
Yeah, I
I
don't know why anyone would even think that. Like, and the thing is, it's funny because I don't even think I really say anything controversial. I just give my opinion. It's just on camera. It's like I don't like. Yeah, I don't. In my opinion, it's not controversial.
Yeah. No, I mean, calling you people poser is not a controversial take. Like, and you're not
Yeah,
going
no.
on camera and being racist. You're not going on camera and saying these things. So I don't really. People are just
I
really
mean, I've
easily offended
commented on those
now.
topic. The thing is, even with the putting the
Yeah.
racist thing in the just the word racist in the headlines, whatever
Yeah.
you call it, the title. I mean, I've done that because it was someone the topic, and since it was a topic, well, I may as well make this the topic because I know that's what people are going to watch. And it's, to me, I'm not controversial on it because anyone knows me, I'm not like racist at all. I mean, it's hilarious. Like, I think people will back down on that, but Hell's Headbangers was getting accused of that a little bit, and that made no sense to me whatsoever. I was like, have you ever looked at our release history, like a bands we've done? I was like, a lot of them aren't even white. I was like, a lot of them are from Colombia or other countries. We did Black Death, which is an all black band.
Mm,
Um, but I think people have kind of caught. I mean, I shouted out Hyrax multiple times. I mean, Caton's fucking black. I'd say I like Suffocation. The guys are fucking. They got black. I don't even get, like, it doesn't
yeah.
make sense. And the more they're gonna do, I said one time to Lindsay, my wife, is it's hilarious because she knows, like, she actually kind of makes fun of me. She's like, yeah, if anything, you prefer black people and they like you because I always get along with them. And I was like, yeah, the next time if anybody, especially like kind of like another media outlets or a band or kind of a higher figure, if they're to try to call Hell's Headbangers out, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna show them like, yeah, here's how racist this guy is, and I'll, because I don't want to do that shit, flash and post. I have multiple, at least a dozen, well over a dozen photos of all bodybuilders and shit that I've met and hung out with that are all black. I'm just gonna flash photo after photo after photo after photo. I'm like, yeah, this guy, this seems like a really racist guy.
Yeah, I mean, and that's like the general culture of social media these days is like people will go and they'll find one thing and they'll take it and just try and do their best to demonize and do all this bad stuff and like or that cancel culture bullshit. And that's what was one of the questions I was going to ask you was like has your YouTube channel, like has your brothers or anybody in your family like said to you like, oh, you got to stop doing this, or like we're getting a lot of hate mail or anything like that?
No, but my brother Chase, he complains the most. He's cut back. He didn't like. He's like, I probably shouldn't have said this or that. And the thing is I'm like, what did I say? Like, obviously the obituary one. I don't know if you saw that
No.
video.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have posted. I was like, and I thought it was weird and funny when I explained it to some people, and some people went and listened to the second. I'm like, what was bad about it? I was like, I told a story that was told to me. I was like, and I didn't call obituary out. I said, I like obituary. I support obituary. I bought the last obituary record. I think the first two are absolute masterpieces. And I was like, this is just what I was told. Who I was actually calling out was Decibel Magazine because they, quote unquote, canceled us. Didn't want to put any more Hell's Headbanger stuff because they called us racist. And it's like, it makes no sense. But person that told me, because he talked blankly to the guy that owns Decibel, was like, you call them fucking racist, but yet you deal with obituaries. I mean, I've heard them use that word multiple times over the years. He's like, point blank to my face. Now, here's the thing with that being said, and here's why I'm not calling out obituary saying it bad. It was weird. Like, if any, let's just say that story's true. And I don't know. I wasn't there. Like I said, I was just told this.
Mhm.
To me, using that word doesn't make you racist. Telling a joke doesn't make you racist. Now, it's an inappropriate word that you may get in a fist fight for. Being racist to me is you treat somebody differently just because the color of skin, or you dislike them because the color of skin. For example, if somebody comes on, knocks on your door, let's just say kind of like in older times and before cell phones existed, and their car's broken down, and they say, can I use your phone? And if it was a white guy, you say, yeah, no problem. But if it was a black guy, you say no, just because he's black. That's a person that's racist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most people are not like that. Yes, they exist. But if you take the general public, they're not like this. It's just people are canceling because somebody said a joke, but yet when it's the other way around, the other races they make white jokes. It's okay. It's like, well, if you're going to cancel all racism, wouldn't that be racist then? And again, it's because them making jokes, they're not racist either. It's just for fun. It's supposed to be funny. You know what I mean? There's difference between being malicious and hateful and just trying to be fucking funny. And
Yeah.
that's the
And that's
difference. And that people are just people that think like that. To me, I think that they're what I like to poke fun is I was like, you're anti-America because you don't believe in freedom of speech. You say you love this country, greatest country in the world, but you don't believe in freedom of speech. You want to cancel freedom of speech. That's why I don't care what any band sing about. If I don't like what they sing about or it's not what I'm into, I just don't buy it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I think they have the right to sing about whatever the hell they want. If you as the
Yep.
consumer, if you don't want to support it, just don't buy it.
Yeah. And I said that actually in a recent Q&A video because somebody asked me like my thoughts about do I buy bands knowing that they have sketchy ties? And I was like, if I knowingly know that these people are racist, horrible people, like they're spewing bad stuff in their music, they're saying these things, they openly are saying they want to annihilate a race of human beings. Like, no, I will not buy their albums. However, I have a lot of friends that do buy that stuff, but I'm not going to tell them they shouldn't buy it. Like there's that art form and there's that talent that they're wanting to listen to. And like, but it's just my personal take. I won't buy it. Now, do I have records where I've later found out? Absolutely. And I think that's just the general, not just with metal music. I mean, like any genre of music, there's always a shit human being in the genre of music. And you
Sure.
find out after the fact, it eventually comes out. Like, I mean, like Michael Jackson's a prime example of that. Like how
Right,
many
right.
accusations. So my biggest thing, and this is the thing that like people tend to always bring up on my channel, is like the NSBM stuff and like the racist stuff. And I'm like, you guys, first of all, like who cares? Like just it's not like they're not doing anything. They're literally
Correct.
releasing music. And most of the time, the lyrics have nothing to do with that. They're just guilty by association because they know somebody in the scene, which is
Correct.
just it's just horrible. And like I'm very much the person that's like extreme metal is for everybody. Like this is we are it's a genre of music that probably 90% of the population does not listen to and
Sure.
like so misunderstood. People
Yeah.
find us to be really fucking weird and like they
Sure.
don't understand it. So let people be. Like listen to
Yeah.
what you want to listen to, leave them alone. Like it unless they're like physically harming people or purposely doing something, then yeah, call them out for it. Like make sure people know.
Yeah.
So, but
No,
yeah, I don't.
that's pretty much my stance. I think anybody with half a fucking brain, that's their stance. And again, it's like because if you're gonna play that card, and I've said it a million times, it's like how is it any different than Deicide having a song called "Kill the Christians" and most of their
Right.
stuff? Like, how is that any different? Nunslaughter has a song "I Hate Christians." How is that any different? And then some people justify, well, because they're not serious about it. Well, number one, are you sure about that? I have a
Yeah.
good feeling that Glenn Benton is serious about it. Okay,
Yeah.
let's just say he's not. First off, you don't know that for sure. Second of all, okay, if that's the case, fair enough, fair argument. How do you know these NSBM guys? How do you know they're serious about it? Maybe they're just saying it and their shit just to get an outrage, just to fucking get, to
Yeah.
put for shock value.
Well,
You
and
don't
they
know them either, so how do you know they're
yeah,
not serious?
right. And
That's
I
how I
think
looked at it. I was like,
yeah.
I don't see the difference. I really don't.
I do. Yeah, and I agree with you all that like wholeheartedly on that because I do think that just based off of like things that people have told me, like I think that they do to shock value because they know that
Sure,
it's going to get them sales and they're going to get land on like there are major European labels that will put them on their label because people are buying their stuff and they don't care about that. So like they know that. Um, but again, like for me personally, I won't buy it. Okay. But I'm not going to sit here and completely demoralize and rip apart a person and try and tell them that they're terrible human being because they are. I like, again, it just is not my thing. And I refuse to make videos on it. I refuse to talk about the topic because I just get tired of it. Just like, I just want to enjoy music. I just want to talk
yeah,
about the
yeah,
music.
sure,
And and that's what I've always said. And I think people generally like it always comes in the comments. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna turn my comments off from now on. Like Jesus
yeah,
Christ. But no, you're right. Like the religion thing, that really is the same thing. If you think about it, like my parents, when they initially found out that I listened to this music, and well, I started because of my older brother. Like that was the thing. Like, oh my god, they're satanic. The whole satanic panic
yeah,
now they don't even know about any of this other stuff. My God, they would just their mind
yeah,
would be blown.
sure, sure,
But
sure.
yeah, so yeah, that's interesting because I was wondering like your YouTube has taken off in terms of like the extreme metal space on YouTube. Like when I first subscribed to you, I think you maybe had 1,000 subscribers, and now you're at like 8K. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
average a lot of views, and you recently just did the interview with Garza, and
yeah,
that has a lot of views. And I thought
yeah.
that was pretty cool because like, he's in suicide silence. Like that's not something I would have ever expected on your channel. Um,
Yeah, I
but
just met him in Milwaukee and he was a cool dude. But yeah, his band is
yeah.
deplorable. I told him straight to his face.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. But I'd wondered, because I feel like now people are just associating you with controversial things that you say, like how that
Sure.
has impacted, like your brothers being like, hey, don't talk about that on the channel. Like we're trying to get the distro going for their label or something like that.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah, I don't. Eric's never really commented on group WhatsApp threads when it's me, Eric, and Chase. Chase is kind of commented. Eric, the only ones Eric kind of says, I watched it. I thought it was fine. I think Chase just gets a little overly worried not because he don't care. The funny thing is I don't think he'd mind me saying this is I think when it comes to a lot of things, like we're talking about posers or band images and shit like that, Chase has a harsher stance than I do. It's just the only difference is number one, he doesn't have an outlet to say that.
mm,
Number
yeah,
two, he's more of a recluse than I am, especially with the camera. He's not exactly the most sociable guy and going to voice his opinion. He just keeps it to himself. But when we're talking and shit and growing up and going to shows, he's more harsh than I am. He doesn't even like short hair on guys in bands.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, so it's funny. So he, as far as what I say, it's not that he disagrees or is pissed. He's like, man, you're totally wrong. You sound like a dumbass. It's not that. He's aware of the pussification of today.
Yeah.
That's what he gets slightly worried about.
Yeah. And I really just I do my best to try and stay away from stuff like that. Like I'm on Twitter and I'm on Instagram. Like my Instagram following is a lot larger than my YouTube. I've got twice the followers over there. Um, and just I always am seeing just really stupid shit going on, like in people talking about certain bands or like any sort of drama around them. I'm like, ah, God, I kind of hate social media for that reason. I kind of wish I could go back to the days of just learning things through an ad that I found in a CD or like a
Sure.
catalog that I got in the mail or just my brother playing it in his truck or anything like that. Because I think like generally people really are the reason why people don't like a lot of things in music because of just social media and how they expose it. But there's also the good side of it. Like, I mean, like Hell's Headbangers, like if you guys didn't have social media, I probably would have never even found you. I think I made my first purchase back in like 2017. And that was when I really started to buy online because I was really getting into record collecting. But like if it wasn't for your Instagram and your Facebook pages and even the newsletter that you send out, oh God, when you send out the newsletter, I sit there and scroll for like 20 minutes.
You know
Like
what's
I
funny about all that is I'm still very oblivious to social media. Like I don't have an Instagram, I don't have a Facebook. I've never in my
you're
life
better.
even I've
You
never
don't
even
need it. Yeah.
no Hell's Headbangers Instagram and Facebook. I've never even seen it in my life. I don't even know what it looks like. I've never
Well,
been on it.
whoever runs it, they do
Chase
really
does.
good marketing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Chase does.
yeah. Yeah. It's just the fact like whoever does a newsletter, I have to give them props because they link everything. You
Yeah,
click
Chase
it,
does.
take you right to the product. That like that
Sure.
has to take him forever to
I don't
update
know.
it.
I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
funny. That's
awesome.
why part of the reason why I was um told to start my channel, and I delayed it for years. I mean, did you ever see the episodes that I went on Craig's brother, the Hellcast stuff?
Yeah, yeah. I searched it a while back when you started bringing it up on your. And I was like, "What is he talking about?" And I went back and looked at it.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, so you found out about it afterwards.
Yeah. Yep.
So what it was, long story short, is Craig worked for us for about 10 years. He's our younger brother. And he quit 3 years ago to kind of do other stuff.
Hmm.
So he no longer works here for the last 3 years. But when he was doing it, shit, this is going back like even 12, 13 years or so. Shit, more than that probably. He One of his ideas for his position for working here is like we should do a podcast for Hell's Headbangers. And that's why it was called Hellcast. So he ran it. And so he did it alone. He did some interviews. Like the first interview I think he did was with King Folly or Joel Grind or Swip Swap. Those were like the two ones he did. And it started off just him playing music and kind of talking about it by himself. And then as time went by, he got that Eddie guy on as well, who was a complete newbie to metal. And then they had a mini falling outs, then but kind of became friends again. So in the falling out, the year or two they weren't talking. Craig asked me to come. I was like, I can't really do this by myself. I'm running out of things to talk about. So he asked me to come on. I was all right. I mean, I don't know what the fuck you want me to say or whatever. And he's like, oh, we'll figure it out. And when I came on, he said people really liked it. He's like, they liked you much more than Eddie. That's why, and you got the most views. I was like, oh, okay. And then eventually Tommy from Redefining Darkness, because we were distributing his stuff, we
Hmm.
were doing the fulfillment center for him. Now he's out in New Jersey, moved about a year ago, his stuff. But we were doing the fulfillment. So Tommy was down here a lot, and he was jumping on the Hellcast because him and Craig are buddies. And it was both. So this is probably the last year that Hellcast existed when I was jumping on. Both of them were saying, dude, you need to start your own YouTube channel. I'm like, what? Do what? Like, talk about what? I don't even know what to talk about. I was like, because the Hellcast shit, I just literally sat down and they started talking. I didn't know any of the shit they're going to talk about in advance, nothing. I didn't prep nothing. And part of the reason talking about me being out of the loop on social media, I remember it was Tommy saying it. He's like, part of the reason he's like, you need to start your own YouTube channel is like, the reason people find you funny is because it's not an act with you. Like you're legitimately out of the loop that everyone else knows shit on. It's like, so it's funny because stuff that you talk about, like, I don't know it, or I haven't heard Black Dahlia Murder and stuff like that. He's like, it's not like you acting. He's like, that's just legitimate. He's like, I'm telling you, he's like, it's going to go over well. People are going to find it fucking funny.
Yeah,
So
for
they
sure.
were always encouraging that because I was like, I just thought nothing of it. Like, even to this day, when I find out about stuff, most of the stuff I find out about, if it's new bands, because it comes in stock through Hells. And I'm like, oh, this looks like something I would like. And I check it out. So it's still the old school way. As a matter of fact, I don't think I found out about a single band whatsoever on social media that I liked or didn't like or hated. Now, there's been links and stuff in bands that we signed, like they send it to us through email.
Yeah.
There's been some of that, but all the rest, it was just the physical format's already out and it's in my hand. And I was like, oh, I want to check this out or write down.
Yeah.
So finding stuff through Instagram or whatever, I've never done that.
Yeah. And that was pretty much the majority of my collecting when I started about 13 years ago. I had a huge CD collection. And I was dumb and sold it off when I was in college. And then I got a turntable and stuff and I started buying physical media again. And I wasn't on social media. Like I had Facebook, obviously, because I was talking to like my friends and shit, but I wasn't on these social media pages. I wasn't looking at label websites or anything like that. I was actually in message forums. So like old school death metal message forums and heavy metal forums. And then Reddit became a thing. And that was how I was finding out about bands. And like, it was like torrents, like, like torrenting, like, taking like basically like death metal Napster. And I was just, that was how I was finding newer bands outside of, you know, Cannibal Corpse and Incantation, those bands that, you know, will always be easy to follow up with. And then it wasn't until I got into social media, and that was when I started getting more exposed to like more of the underground death metal labels, like Gurgling Gore and Sewer Rot Records and those labels, and I started listening to that stuff, and that's the only reason why I got into the modern death metal stuff. But for the most part, I'm a lot like you. 9 out of 10 times I'll pick an old school death metal band, like, you know, I'll pick Entombed, I'll pick Cannibal Corpse, I'll pick Incantation, I'll pick Deicide over a lot of the new stuff that comes out. Like I would never pick a Tumult album over Atheist. Like Atheist is one of my favorite bands, you know, stuff like that. And that was essentially what kind of made me feel like, well, I'm starting to get to know these bands and these guys. Like, and that was what essentially my YouTube channel was centralized around, was the smaller underground labels and trying to help promote those bands. And then it just kind of ended up taking off. But I'm trying to get more back into that. So I was actually wondering, like, do people ever like Chase or anybody like that say like, hey, like we got this distro order in from like Gurgling Gore. Do you ever like take a peek at those bands and listen to anything like that to see like what people are talking about?
Not necessarily what people are talking about. The way I judge it is, again, if something comes in, yeah, we get for the distro. Is if it looks interesting to me, like just as a kid, if it looked cool by the cover, the image on the back, the band name, the logo, the whole aesthetic, if it looks good, that's when I check it out. Or if people that know me, recommend it to me because they know my taste. Like, I think you'll like it. I'll check it out then. And or another time I'll put it out, I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit all about? That's how I heard from Ghost. Is we get it in stock and it's selling. I'm pulling. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So I put it on and I was like, let me hear what these fucking homeboys are all about. And so I've done that, and some of which I've liked. Some that's why I listened to 200 Stab Wounds. I was blowing up. People are talking about them, and we got one of their 12-inch mini LPs, and I'm like, oh, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it sucked. I didn't think it was great. I just thought, yeah, it's okay. The coolest thing I thought they covered, I forget which song by Carcass. Maybe it was Rupture and Influence. I forget which song they covered, but something's off Stepping to Sickness. I thought that was the coolest thing. I was like, oh, cool, Carcass cover. But when they're blowing up, and then it was kids talking about them that literally don't even know who like Gorefest is and shit, or never heard of Dismember. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It was just like dumb. I'm like, how do you get into this scene? And like, again, you don't have to like any one band, but it was weird. I was like, how do you not know who some of these bands are? I was like, it's like to me saying you like classic rock and you're like, never heard of Van Halen, Led who, Zeppelin, what? Like, it's like you just look fucking stupid. And I question if you're that limited. I was like, dude, you can't possibly be into this kind of music, or they don't even have to be young. They're just very new to it, and they're just, as far as I'm concerned, 3 months on the job. They're still learning. If that's the case, pass, okay, because you got to start somewhere. You know, that's just the first band they heard. I just hope that they're going to go back and listen to Death and all the early shit. Morbid Angel, Deicide, Suffocation, Deicide. You know what I mean? Cannibal Corpse, all that. You know what I mean? That you would think that they would go back, because that's what I did. You know what I mean? The first death metal record I ever heard was Cannibal Corpse Vile. That was the new album at the time. Eric picked it up. I was 12 years old, I believe, and we heard it like, whoa, because we already heard Sacred Reich, Slayer, Iron Maiden, Metallica, and like that. And it was like, I remember Chase came into the room. Eric and Chase listened to it first. And Chase like, dude, you got to hear this. He's like, you literally can't even understand what the guy's saying. And then when we heard that, we went back. So it wasn't like I heard Possessed first or I heard Scream Bloody Gore first. It wasn't like that. But then you were curious. There's, oh, whoa, shit, there's other bands like this? Holy shit. And you went back, you were just curious because you generally really liked it. So the people that, again, they've been listening to this for 5 years and they just know 200 Stab, it was Frozen Soul. I'm like, dude, you just like the hip, trendy bands that are of today that are all over social media. That's all you're into. I was like, so I guess there's nothing wrong with it. That doesn't make you a bad person or somebody I dislike. It just means you're not really into this. And it's, well, number one, it's easy to have a field day on them, and it makes for good content for the YouTube channel. So that's why I do it. I was like, they just make it too goddamn easy. There's that. And it's kind of like you're entering a scene and a world that means so much to myself and other people, and you're kind of like taking a piss all over it. I kind of want like the diehard Christians who go to church every Sunday. They donate money to the church. They never use the Lord's name in vain. They follow the book up, down, left, and right like true Christians. I wonder what they think of what I call just in case Christians, which is the most of them. They go to church just on Christmas. They use the word God damn it all the time, even though technically by their book, that's worse than a murdering based on the commandments. If you want to go by that, it's like, so you're really Christian? You don't even follow this shit. It's like you're kind of a poser Christian. I wonder what the diehard Christians is like. You're kind of blaspheming what they dedicate their whole life to. And that's kind of, I kind of take it like that. Now, granted, me being damn near 40 years old, I don't really give a fuck, but I just roll my eyes. As a teenager, I definitely, I wouldn't say outraged, but definitely cared. Now it's just kind of whatever, roll my eyes. But hell, now that I got a YouTube channel, I'm like, dude, you guys just make it easy. You're like that fucking, you're like Screech Powers from the goddamn Saved by the Bell, showing up, little nerd, fucking showing up and thinking you're like one of the cool kids. It's like, dude, you're a fucking dork.
Yeah, you know? I actually had, so I rage too. Like I'll see something like, so I won't name names because I don't want to cause an issue, but like somebody does like these mini reviews on Twitter, and he was listening to the new Cannibal Corpse, and he kind of was like, oh, like he said, you know, they're pretty mid band, like there's better death metal bands out there now, like they're getting old, they need to hang it up, and like kind of gave it a really shitty review, which granted, okay, fine. Like, I get it. I've seen people not say they don't really care too much for the newer Cannibal Corpse stuff. Like, I get that. But then he ended it with, like, oh, you should check out bands like, and he listed, who did he list? I know Frozen Soul was definitely one of them. And I kind of was like, what the fuck? Like, okay, one, I don't have a problem with Frozen Soul whatsoever. Like, it's fine if you like them, whatever. But, like, I would never tell somebody to listen to them over Cannibal Corpse ever.
Right.
And I think they would probably do the same thing. They would probably say, like, my God, like Cannibal Corpse, like that is death metal.
You know what's funny about that is because it's coming, and trust me, I've seen it. Again, been in this music realm / business for over 20 years, so I've seen it, and I know it's coming. Maybe another 10 years, 15, 20. But it's funny, like, for example, if you say something like Motorhead sucks or Iron Maiden sucks, you basically get looked at as like, you don't even like metal. You're a fucking poser.
Yeah.
Cannibal Corpse, Deicide, shit like that. Realistically, they're already there. They are the Cannibal Corpses and Iron Maidens of death metal. It's just, since it's still relatively new in the grand scheme of things, it hasn't gotten that status yet. But what's going to be annoying is that's not annoying. I guess it'll finally earn the respect that they do amongst all of their peers. That's going to be the talk. In 20 years from now, if you rip on Cannibal Corpse, they're going to be like, dude, you don't even like death metal. You're a fucking idiot. That's literally the Iron Maiden of death metal.
Yeah.
And they're already there. It's just these idiots don't fucking realize it, and they don't appreciate what they have. And when those guys, whatever, hang it up, retire, die, maybe they'll run into the grave like Lemmy did. Do it to the day they die. Once they do, then all these dipshits are going to come off their fucking wagons and be like, oh, yeah, talking like they're the biggest fan ever. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they do that now, not with just Cannibal Corpse, but like even within the deathcore scene, like when Mitch passed away for Suicide Silence, like he is hailed like the king of the deathcore scene now. And I was like, 99%
one of the guys from Suicide Silence died?
Yeah, Mitch Lucker was their lead singer, and he died on Halloween. God, it's maybe 14, 15 years ago now.
Isn't that Chris
So
Garza's band, the guy I interviewed?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
he didn't bring that up, or if he did, it went over my
yeah,
head.
yeah. So he passed away, and like it was a big deal. Like a lot of people in the scene were really upset about it. Like, and he had insane vocals. Like Mitch he was unique and one of a kind for sure. And like people now are like hailing him as a king, and I'm like, man, I can guarantee you these are the same writers on Metal Injection and whatever those other that were shitting all over this band and talking about how terrible they were, and now they're the best thing ever. They're played on Liquid Metal on Sirius XM like nonstop, like all this stuff now, like, and that happens all the time, like all the
Yeah.
time. Eddie Van Halen died, everybody's a Van Halen fan now, like
Yep.
when they probably
I remember
didn't,
when
they
Dio died. I
stopped
remember when
listening.
Dio died. I knew
Yeah.
people personally. I knew at least 5 people personally. They never once even. I've never heard them even utter the word Dio. Don't even know if it wasn't even in their fucking vocabulary. But as soon as he died, biggest fans ever. I know one person that went out and got a fucking tattoo. Literally, I was like, I've never heard you bring Dio up ever. And then
Yeah.
anytime you go to an event stuff, all they would put on with Dio or Rainbow or the Sabbath era Dio. That's all they'd be playing. I'm like, what
That's
the fuck,
funny.
man? This is fucking ridiculous.
I mean, at least I always think like I try to make a positive out of it. Like at least they're listening to it now.
Yeah,
Um, but at the same time, I'm a lot like you. I definitely consider myself a little bit more of the. I try not to be like the quote unquote gatekeeper, and say like only old school death metal, whatever else. But I'm at the same time, like if there's something that comes out and I see these people hyping it up and talking about it, and I don't like it, like I get so close to just making a video to be like, what, this is awful. Like, why are you guys liking this so much? Like, there's a lot of things I don't like, and people kind of give me shit on my channel because I only talk about the things I like on my YouTube channel because I like having the conversation with people. I like finding people that listen to the same stuff as I do. And if it's more of a smaller band, it's nice to help out those labels and get more eyes on them.
sure.
I know I've done it for Hell's Headbanger bands. Like I know I've talked about Death Hammer on my channel several times. They're one of my favorite
Okay.
bands that's on your guys' lineup. I
Okay.
think their stuff is phenomenal. I've done Nunslaughter 100 times. I've tried my best to get as many Nunslaughter CDs as I can, like
Yeah.
all the Devil's Conjuries and stuff like that. And so like I do that because I don't like, I'm very much like Ken from Ken's Death Metal Crypt. Like I don't want the underground death metal scene to be forgotten about, and I want more people to know who it is, and understand like why this genre of music exists because of these bands. So I'm trying to like get more into that on my channel, but sometimes people come in and they're like, this one guy, I thought of you immediately. He came into my channel. He's like, Mortician sucks. You don't actually listen to this stuff, do you? Like, this isn't real death metal. Like, he's like, I can't believe a woman like you would listen to this or something like that. And I was like, what? Like, first of all, what death metal band do you like at this point? Like, do you actually listen to death metal? And why are
Well,
you watching my
yeah,
Mortician video?
what's funny is I can at least kind of respect that opinion more than these meme fans of Morticia because, like I said, in the late '90s, early 2000s, most people didn't like Mortician. It was hard to
Yeah,
find
it
someone
was
that did.
different. Yeah,
Because most people either bitched about the drum machines would probably be
the
the
drum
number one
machines.
thing they bitched
Yeah.
about, and then some people would bitch about the movie samples, which the movie samples gets me every time because everybody and their mom likes Empatego, and they have shitloads of movie samples. As a matter of fact, a lot of their samples are even longer than Mortician. So, and by the way, and I even asked him on my interview because again I read that and he confirmed it. The reason Mortician used samples was because it was a tribute to Empatego. Because Will Reimer's a big Empatego fan, so it's like if you hate on that but you love Empatego, that part makes no goddamn sense. But at least with this guy, that's most people didn't like Mortician, and
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. That when I first heard them, I thought it was mind-blowing because I was like, what is this? First of all, this is different. I've never really listened to anything quite like this. And I did know who Impetigo was. You know, I'm from Chicago, so like Illinois underground band, like people hail them a lot. And when you guys did a tape reissue like 4 years ago, I picked them
yeah,
up.
we those tapes so many times I can't remember. But we originally did them on vinyl, and
Yeah.
we did both albums, and they sold out immediately. And then we repressed them at least once. Want to repress them again, but I keep getting the answer. Mark's cool with us, and he orders from us and wants us to do it. but I want to say it was Fuck Off and Die that was supposed to do some type of box set. But I heard about this like
Oh,
years ago. He's like, yeah, let's do the vinyl issue. He's like, well, when the box set comes out, let's wait for that to sell. Now, I don't know if it's a CD box set. I don't know if it's a cassette box set. I don't know if it's fucking vinyl, but I don't fucking know. I just heard box set. And that was what Chase said when I asked. March said when the box set sells out. And I want to say he said Fuck Off and Die. Could be wrong on that. But it's funny because that was well over 2 years ago. I'm like, so where the fuck's it at?
I
So
don't
I don't know.
know. Honestly, but those are some of the albums that I search for the most, and they sell for like hundreds of dollars, and that's
Yeah.
why I haven't gotten them. And
Yeah.
that is like, if you guys reach it, that'd be awesome. But I settled for the tapes. But those movie samples, like, I'm not a huge fan of movie samples when it comes to certain things, but knowing who the band is and like what their purpose is, it makes it like that is their whole persona, and I get it. So
Yeah.
that was never an issue for me. I think Mortician's thing was more so just the drum tracks were a little bit different because it just wasn't a sound that I was used to. But nowadays, I just associate them to like death metal. Like it's one of the big death metal bands that I associate myself to. But that, yeah, so I get comments like that. Those are the hate comments I get. Or if I accidentally classify a band the wrong micro genre in metal, like
Oh,
they
I've got
really
that
get,
too. Yeah, that's not brutal death metal. I'm like, how the fuck's it not? And
yeah, they get
you
real bent out of shape about that shit.
traditional death metal. I'm like, are you fucking serious, dude?
Yeah, that's really funny. Yeah, I'll have to look up that box set though. Ever remember seeing that come out at all.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely we
Interesting.
would have got, especially if it was Fuck Off and Die, we would have got. But that's what I heard. It was just through an email thread. I was like, oh, okay, whatever, and then left it at that.
Interesting. The other thing I was going to ask you was because I've noticed you've been like recording at a lot of festivals and stuff like that. And in a
Yeah.
video recently, somebody asked you like, what is like one concert that you're absolutely like looking forward to? Do you generally go to shows now because you've been to so many and like you kind of said like can't really answer this because I've seen everybody. Like, do you generally go to shows now just to like get interviews and kind of talk to them and maybe press up Hell's Headbangers a little bit more?
No, because I was going regardless even before I started this channel, and I already had that same stance and opinion for the last 7 years. Where I was just like, who's even worth seeing unless it's a new band? For example, Molder just played the other night. That was cool
Oh,
because that's a
they're
new death
awesome.
metal. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're an awesome new death metal band. So you don't have to worry about members and shit like that. But there's not too many new bands I'm excited about. And the ones that I am, you got Pharmacist over in Japan. I don't even know if they play shows. That I would go see, but they're not coming anytime fucking soon.
Hmm.
Um, from Mulder as well. Aaron does drums as Melting Rot. They've done shows. They're from Chicago as well. I would love to see them. I've told Aaron, and I'm sure I will. So if they came to Cleveland, regardless, I would go. So there's exceptions, but a lot of it's like, yeah, Sinister's coming. It's like, yeah, I'll go, but I'm like, it's basically a cover band. There's one original guy, and the original guy doesn't even do drums, which he was the drummer. He does vocals. So technically, all their instruments are non-original players. So I was like, yeah, I would go, but I was like, is it as cool seeing them as 1995? No.
Yeah.
So I was still going just because it's kind of like, all right, well, number one, it's I know a lot of people there, and some of the bands we work with, so it's kind of a social/business event. But with the interviews, it gives me more of a purpose and more of an excitement to want to go.
Yeah, for
So I would
sure.
still be going, even if I stopped the channel tomorrow, I'd still be going to the same amount of shows. But it just feels like it's more worth my time. Let's just
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. What, like, do you see yourself, like, what made you want to record videos every day? Like, that's a lot. Like, even I don't have that motivation
Uh,
at all.
well, so because well, for starters, I'm kind of a creature of habit, and in case you haven't noticed, like even with the metal interest, and I've always been like this ever since I was even a kid, even collecting comic books at the time. I'm either 110% in, or I'm not even gonna try,
Mhm.
and that goes right down to fucking taking out the trash. If I'm not gonna do it 110% and get every fucking bag to the curb properly, I'm not even gonna try to do it. So having said that, and furthermore, what probably warped my mind more was when I got into bodybuilding. It's very repetitive. It's a very, very boring lifestyle. It's workout after workout, set after set, rep after rep, meal after meal. You're basically eating like a dog. You're eating the same food at the same time every single day for week and week, month on end. So to me, it became very, very natural. You kind of learn that discipline from that. And then also from the bodybuilding world, most of the YouTube stuff I watch is bodybuilding related, and all the successful channels, the guys they do videos every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that was just normal. That's what you do. So I took that mentality, that work ethic that I learned from bodybuilding, put it into the metal scene. And I think people are shocked, like, holy fuck, this guy's like, because none of you guys have this same mentality. I was like, but that to me is normal. You know, every morning I wake up, the first thing I do is I brush my teeth and I do cardio every morning. That's how I start my day. And then I have breakfast, then I shower, and then I work. That's how my day starts.
Yeah,
you know, it's kind of militant. So for me doing a video like this is easy. You know,
it is easy. I think my thing is, like, I started off with just showing like what I got into my collection, and that became pricey because then I got to the point where I was buying things just to show off for the videos. Sure. But now I've moved more into just talking about like new releases that are coming out, doing more kind of review stuff, listening to recommendations that people send over to me and talking about it, stuff like that, because that doesn't require me to buy and spend a lot of money. And I've found that I'm having more fun doing that than I was showing off the collection stuff. So, and that has now made me want to upload more. And I realized that, and it's funny because like I've never really been into like figuring out the YouTube algorithm or how to get more exposure. Like I don't even promote my channel like on my own social media.
I don't even know how to do it.
Yeah, I just don't do it.
I don't even have a goddamn fucking icon. What is that thing called? Your little image, your little
yeah. I don't know. Like somebody reached out to me because they were watching my channel, like, hey, like I want to do this for you, and I was like, all right, cool. Like I had no intentions of doing that.
I still don't even get paid for my fucking channel. I tried monetizing. It's monetizable. The thing is, I can't figure it. Well, it's not that I can't figure it out. It's the bank keeps fucking me. The bank account. Do you monetize your channel?
I do, but I make like 50 cents a video.
Well, I make 0 cents. So here's the thing. Like, you know, when you had to link your bank account up and you got to the step, you put all your info in, and then it says, we will deposit 1 cent to 25 cents to your bank account, confirm how much it is. You know that step? That's the step I'm at. And every time after 3 to 5 days, I get an email saying your bank was denied. It could be for the following 3 reasons. One of them is your bank doesn't take transfers, which is bullshit. It's Chase Bank. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it gave 2 other bullshit, like impossible reasons, right? And it's like, we'll talk to your bank. It doesn't say that, but that's what I did. They had no idea. Like, I don't know, fuck, it should just work. And so I tried my checking account. I tried my savings account. I tried Hell's Headbangers checking account. And I tried Lindsay's checking account. All same bullshit.
That's weird. Yeah, no, I didn't have that issue. I have Chase Bank too. I didn't have that issue at all.
I stopped monetizing. Granted, I have a balance. I don't really want to say what it is. It's not a considerable amount, but it's more than $1,000. That's owed to me from past when I did monetize it. Yeah. But I stopped monetizing. I'm like, I can't collect this goddamn money anyway. So I have a balance sitting there that's it's not crazy money, but it's an amount I wouldn't mind taking for free. That's for damn sure. And I wouldn't mind monetizing if I was only making $100 a month. I mean, if it's free money, it's free money. But I just kept doing it. It wasn't a reason to stop because I didn't start the channel for money anyways.
Right. Same. You know, I didn't either.
But if I could get it, why not? If I could get it, to me, it's just free money. Why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? Because I'm not exactly rich. So, the more the merrier.
Interesting. I'll see if I can find a link that maybe will help you troubleshoot that. Yeah, I don't know.
I'll tell you what, I'll try it again. And I'll dig up a past email. I'll try it again because I know it's going to give me the same bullshit. I'll screenshot it and I'll email to you what I'm getting.
All right.
Every time, no matter what. And it's like, I remember Eric and Chase busting balls. Oh, you're typing in your account number wrong. I'm like, 100% quadruple check. It's not wrong. It's your account number. It's not like it's all this information. It's your first and last name. Is it a savings or checking account? You put routing number, checking number, submit. It's not like, I mean, a 10-year-old.
No, it's not hard. Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't.
And I've had a few people look at it, they're like, it shouldn't do this. Because even Craig, who did when he was doing Hellcast and shit, and he was doing his Reaper Metal, he did the same thing. He's like, I don't know, man. He's like, it should just take it. I was like, right. I was like, dude, I'm telling you, it's that bastard in the sky, always kicking me when I'm down. You know, there's a few things in life that I actually have really good luck with, and then there's shit like that I have really bad luck with.
I'm the same way. Like mine is cars. I have brand new cars and I still have like a tire blows out, or like, I swear to God, I'm like, Jesus Christ, why did I spend this much money on a brand new car? I could be dealing with this with a shit car.
Cars I've been pretty good with, but usually technology in general, whether it's a TV, a refrigerator, like all the stuff I have, like my fridge in my house sucks. I bought it brand new just a couple years ago. It's already taken a shit. fucking one of our TVs, it doesn't recognize half the apps and shit. It's not brand new, but it's not old. It's like 6 years old. Just dumb shit. And even Lindsay knows.
Yeah.
I just get fucked in the ass with just completely dumb shit that any 12-year-old can figure out and have like no problem.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I started monetizing my channel when I hit 3,000 subscribers, so it was about a month or two ago. But they declined me when I applied because my content was not suitable for advertisers. Which
oh, really? They didn't. Yeah. When I set it up,
surprised.
yeah. Okay.
So, but then and then a couple of my friends like, just redo it. They'll accept you the second time. I'm like, okay. So I did it. And
now, having said that, though, you say that because Chase did say that too, like the first year or whatever, talking about the channel or whatever. And Chase is just kind of like, he never looks at the positive. He's got to have that one negative thing to say always, right? And he's just like, it doesn't matter, dude. In 2 years, 3 years, whatever, like your channel's gonna be taken down anyways. They're gonna kick you off. And part of the reason I don't think any of my videos gotten taken down or anything like that, I'm just guessing, is because it's not monetized. Now, if it was monetized, would I have shit taken down based on stuff I said? It's possible. I think that's why, because I even think Chase was surprised. I'm surprised they didn't take this down or somebody didn't bitch. And I responded, I was like, the only thing I can think of is because it's not monetized. Why do they care?
Yeah, that's true. That is a good point. I've gotten things taken down. I showed a Cannibal Corpse my discography. It got demonetized just because their album covers are pretty. Somebody probably freaking flagged it, I'm sure.
Okay.
So that was one. And then I've gotten like emails to be like, hey, because like if I do any sort of like trying to like promote something, I'll do like a small like 10 second clip of the song just to kind of let them get a taste of like what I'm talking about. And every once in a while I'll get an email that's like, hey, this person is, declaring them that music and like, do you want to share your revenue with them? And I'm like, sure, they can have my 10 cents from the video. Like I have at it.
Sure.
But yeah, so that's the issue that I've had. But people have reported my videos if I've shown something like inappropriate.
It has to, because if you had it, because I've showed shit, I've said like they had to have done it for. Like I said, I've never gotten any
monetization.
It has
like that Mayhem bootleg that was on Rika Death with Dead's head blown off.
Black Hearts.
Yeah, so I showed that off. It immediately was like 2 hours after they struck it down, and I ended up just removing the video. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that's interesting. I know I actually, people assume that I get paid to do things on my channel, and I'm like, if you understand death metal, you know that this little label is not paying me to talk about this on my channel. Like,
well, people think I've had a couple people, they didn't say it sarcastically either. They were kind of serious. I forget who said it. It might have even been in an interview or something. They're like, and they didn't mean it maliciously at all. It was just a general conversation. Like, oh, I mean, yeah, dude, you got a sweet job. You just got to, post a video every day, and that's how your job. Like, that ain't my job, bro. I was like, dude, literally, you realize that's just extra credit. That wasn't like in place of anything I was already doing. It's just now I have this extra task to do on top of what I was already doing. I was like, you think this is my job? You're out of your fucking mind. I was like, this isn't even close to part of my job.
That's funny. Yeah, I get it all the time. Like, that's like one of the biggest things is like, man, you're getting paid. I'm like, I am getting paid literally nothing. Like my videos don't make anything. Like, it's monetized, but the ad revenue is, you have to have thousands and thousands and thousands of views. Yeah. So yeah, it's funny. And I'm like, also, first of all, death metal, really not a place if you want to become rich. Like, that's not something that I would try to do. First.
Yeah, no, I mean, theoretically it could kind of be done, I would think, but yeah, you got to have, it's hard to say how you would do it, especially if you're just doing it by yourself. I mean, I would think that there is a market that you could, whether it be with merchandising or something, but like, for example, like the guys that run Maryland Death Fest, I would have to imagine that at this point that they're, if not millionaires, close to it. So they're technically making money off death metal. You know what I mean? So there's ways, but there is avenues, but it would be very difficult.
It's a grind for sure, especially if it's just YouTube. Like Ken from Ken's Death Metal Crypt has been around forever, and
how long has he been around? I don't even know how I'm new to all this shit. Like, I'll be honest, like before I started my channel, I don't think I knew a single metal channel of all. I never even looked it up.
He's the first one I subscribed to, and it was just because I saw somebody linked a demo that he had uploaded. and was like, oh, you got to check this out. Like, you'll like this. If you like this, you'll like this. And that's how I found Ken. And it was at least 15 years ago when I did
Oh,
it.
that one. Oh shit.
Yeah. So he's been doing it for a long time. He's got over 20,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So, but like his purpose of his channel is awesome, because that's exactly what he does. Is like he uploads all of that old school stuff that is so obscure, like you would never hear about it. And he knows about it because he was heavily into like the tape trading and all that stuff back then. Sure. So like those are the channels a lot that I follow. And like that was, people were coming into my videos and be like, oh, do you follow Justin? Do you follow Justin? Like you'll like it. Like he's the guy from Hell's Headbangers. And I kind of was like, Hell's Headbangers. I was like, yeah, I know them. Like I buy from them quite, like I think I started buying from you guys off of Bandcamp first before I realized that you had your own. And this was a while ago. Sure. But and then I started looking at your channel and like I went back and listened to like how Hell's Headbangers got started. And like I didn't realize like it was like you and your other brothers. Like I thought you were the main person. So I was like so oblivious to all these things.
Well, dude, everybody is now. It's so funny because the table turns, because before me doing this channel, which is, you got to keep in mind, it's still new. It's December is going to be only 2 years I've been doing this. That to me is new. Now these 16-year-olds, they probably think that's forever ago. Maybe in your lifespan it is, but to me, I'm just getting started. Yeah. But it's prior to doing the channel, majority of the people, whether it been bands we worked with or just people in the scene, they had no idea who I was. If they knew anybody from Hell's Headbangers, it was Chase, because Chase does a lot of the emails, setting up bands. He sets up the trades, the wholesales. So he's the one in communication. So people, I remember, I told this story. I remember at Maryland Death Fest, I think it was 2015, 16, I forget which year, but somewhere around there. We went there. Me, Eric, and Chase were there vending at the Hell's booth, and the band Abigail from Japan played. And the main guy, Yasuki, or however the hell, whatever his name is, he walks over to our stand. He's and he comes up to me because he just sees the first guy. He's like, Chase here, Chase here. I was like, Chase is over there. He just walks back. Like, didn't ask who I am, didn't know who I am, nothing. No clue. That was the norm. And I never stopped because I don't really like attention as is. That's actually part of one of the downfalls with the channel. Is now anytime I go to a show, people come up to me. Yeah. It's cool if they're cool, which most of them are, but I've had some fucking weirdos too. And it's like, I'm sure you have. And I think that they think that like I'm this overly energetic and very talkative person. I'm like, I'm actually not very talkative unless I get to kind of know you and like you. Otherwise, I'm actually pretty quiet. Yeah, I had that same, so it's kind of weird. I had the same sort of thing happen to me. I went to the Wolves in the Throne Room show a couple weeks ago. And like I said it on my channel that I was going to the show. And people legitimately like were looking for me and wanted to talk to me and stuff. And like it was kind of humbling because like my channel is small. So that was one thing. But also kind of like I am not a very like I'm pretty, you know, I like to sit at home, you know, and I like to talk to my normal people. And like when I go to a show, I want to listen to music. I don't really go into the mosh pit, or I don't go up to the front of the stage or anything like that. Like I kind of just want to sit there and hang out. So then it was kind of like weird. But now I'm getting stuff like that. Like they're asking me like, are you going to go to this show? Like, oh, this record store is having this sale, like, and they're going to have this, and I'm like, you're going to go? And I'm kind of like, oh shit, what if I started? So, but yeah, I'm sure you probably get that. Like I do. Yeah, I mean, I get it. And like, it's funny you said, that's exactly the best word. It is very humbling. Like, I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, the first one where it was the biggest eye opener was when we vended at Metal Threat just this past April. I did a few interviews there. I did that Don and Scott, that Lord Sabath, and I did a few. Yeah. And I had by far the most people come up to me. It was insane. And I was just like, wow, it's kind of cool, but definitely weird. I was like, I don't know why anyone wants to like meet me. I was like, because it was never the case. And I've been going to shows since I was 13, like 25 years now. So that I was like, that never happened. So now it's happening all the time. And even Lindsay's like, it's Jesus fucking Christ. She's like, people like because she makes fun of me. She's like, dude, nobody likes you. She says that all the time. But she laughs like they actually like you. I was like, I don't know why. Yeah, you've got. I call you I call them the Justin dick suckers. Like you've got the people that no matter that are like real. Yeah, like they're the ones that like really love your channel, and they take the terms and what you say as their own, and they use it in the comments. And like they'll seek out things and they'll post in the comments and literally say exactly word for word what you said in the video. And I'm like,
come on, man. Like, he doesn't want you worshiping him like this. Like, Jesus Christ. Like,
It's I don't dislike it. It's weird. I almost feel a little bit embarrassed because you got to remember, yeah, I grew up, like I have 6 siblings and shit like that. I'm sure, but like if you were to tell that to my mom or dad or my brother see it, they're probably just rolling their eyes like, the fuck, man. He's just a regular guy. Like he's
yeah,
not like anything special at all. And I agree. But it's almost more embarrassing of like people that know me when they see it. Even Don's made a couple comments like when I was selling shirts and shit like that. He's like, man, what is this guy doing? He's like, why does anybody care like of something you say on a shirt? I was like, I don't know, dude. But I was like, it wasn't my idea. As a matter of fact, the guy that pushed for it was Aaron from Mulder. He's like, you got to do the what's heavier than Pantera shirts. Like, you're not the first one to do it. But so he was the one that had the prototype printed up, and he brought it to me at Milwaukee. He's like, I'm telling you, you have to do it. You have to do it. So I was like, it wasn't like my idea. I was like, all right, I guess that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
I was like, if people want that, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. If you got like that free lottery ticket, it's like, all right, you gave it to me, or am I going to go cash it or not? It's like, but that was not my intention. Half this shit wasn't my idea. The $10 paid question things wasn't my idea either. It was people emailing me directly, pissing, whining, and bitching. You skipped my question. I'm like, all right, dude, you want guaranteed? Send it directly to my fucking email. I was like, then it's just $10. I was like, it's a small thing. That way I'll get the bing in your inbox. I was like, there's no way I'll overlook it. I was like, that's the only way I can guarantee it. Otherwise, it's 50-50 chance, man.
Yeah, people are bitching about that too. Like,
I know they're bitching about that now too. I'm like, it wasn't my fucking idea. It was it was a solution to the dickheads, is what it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's no different than having a Patreon. It's literally the same exact.
And that's a hilarious thing too, because Craig would do that shit all the time on his channel. He had a Patreon and shit. I thought that was cringe as fuck. I was like, I don't know, dude, I can't do that. And then now that I look at it, it's basically I have a Patreon. And people are bitching. I'm like, but everybody and their fucking mom has one. But I do it. It's like now they're complaining. I'm like, well, Jesus fuck, you can't win with any of these idiots.
Right. That's funny. All right, I'm gonna leave you with one last question because we're at an hour and this is gonna be a pain in the ass to upload.
Sure.
What is what is like the one thing that you're probably looking forward to in terms of like a release that might be coming up? Anything that's on your radar that you're looking forward to, even if it's just Hell's.
I was gonna say like something that we're putting out or something that's coming out in general.
Just in general, Hell's or in general. Yeah. I know it's tough because like
I mean, to be honest, the only thing I'd be kind of pumped for and I would pre-order and buy it that's non-Hell's is when the new Deicide comes out.
Yeah. Sure. Oh yeah. Yeah. What's going on with that?
I don't know. I heard they announced it. I mean, fingers crossed it doesn't suck because people said that I did listen to Glenn interviews. I think he said in the because it's funny, both guys in the interview now, Garza and Josta, they both did an interview with Glenn. I think it was in the Josta one, Jamie Josta, that Glenn said, yeah, there's going to be like the new album, there's going to be like prototype shit like there. And I didn't catch that line. I was like, uh-oh, I don't like the sound of that, but we'll see. That I would say, as far as new releases, I'd be looking forward to that. As far as Hell's releases, what am I most looking forward to? I mean, there's a bunch. One's popping in my mind, the Exhumed Hemdale split LP.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That would be awesome.
The Hemorrhage Anatomical Inferno LP with the original CD cover that's never been on LP with that cover. What else? Oh, the Goraphobia Morbidius Pathology demo on Picture Disc.
Ooh.
I would say probably those.
Goraphobia is good. Nice. Yeah, you guys just reissued all the Cannibal Corpse tapes, and I'm dying because I want them so bad.
We didn't do any of the Chris Barnes ones, and the only reason we wanted to, is because they weren't licensing those because they came out in that box set. It was a 4-cassette box set. I think it was Floga Records. Yeah. Who put that? Was it Floga?
I think it was either Floga or it might have been Floga. I can't remember now.
Yeah, it's one of those labels to do the box sets, and we get them in stock and co-Simon and always, and they were nice. But they had the Barnes albums in there, and that's why we couldn't or wouldn't do it or whatever. But we would have definitely done it. But when we got asked the license, like fuck yeah. I mean, why would it? I mean, just even if I wasn't the biggest Cannibal Corpse fan, I would just do it to make it's the biggest band. Like, why the fuck would you want our logo on that? It's like that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
My dream release, I tell you right now, this will never happen for reasons. If I could do one dream release that I would love to do is I would love to do a box set. And I wait until the new album came out, Deicide, 12-inch picture disc box set of all the Deicide albums, every single Deicide album on 12-inch pictures, including When Satan Lives live album. Every single album on 12-inch pictures in a box with like some type of big booklet with unreleased photos, commentary from Glenn Benton, etc. That'll never happen though, because they were on multiple labels. How do you even get a hold of Roadrunner to do that? So then you got to get all Earache, then you got to get all Central Media. I don't even know what douchebag label they're on now. Got to get licensed for all that. And I mean, that would be it's all. But that would be my dream release that I would love to do.
That would be awesome. I love picture discs too. I'm glad that you like them because a lot of people knock them, but I buy them. I like them.
I don't know why I don't like them. I mean, the way I saw it is because it's funny because a lot of people buy like the toys and memorabilia, like, cool stuff. It's like, okay, if you're not going to spin the picture disc, why wouldn't you want like your favorite? Like, let's say your favorite album of all time is Death, Scream, Bloody Gore. Like, why wouldn't you just want that to kind of like display it with the cover art? It's your favorite record. It's like it's like a cool, that's what I do in my home office.
Yeah.
Which is I got pictures all over the walls, like some of my favorite albums. You know, it's like what it's just I own a regular vinyl and a CD. I don't even listen to the damn thing. It's just instead of buying a poster or something, it's the actual art, and you can play it if you want. Don't get me wrong, I get every album you buy and shit like that. You don't need every format. You don't want pictures of every record you own. Right. But if it's one of your favorites, to me, it doesn't make sense. Like why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah.
It's kind of like saying, why would you buy a shirt? You can't play that.
Right. Yeah. Like NWN.
Yeah, that's as dumb as saying that to me when people say that about pictures.
Yeah. NWN reissued Blasphemy. They did a picture disc and I already own it. And I got the picture disc. So I'm like, how could I pass this up? Like, it's awesome. Sure. So yeah. All right. Well, that was all the questioning I had. Cool. But thank you so much for doing this. Hopefully this will appease everybody. I
don't see why not.
This was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's all I had. I don't know. How do you usually end your videos?
Yeah, I kind of I just do the comments, concerns, public comments. Well, goddamn it, that's what I do.
There you go. Leave a goddamn comment. All right.
Later, goddamn it.
Thank you.